Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for January 19th to the 31st. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in, Scorpio. You look amazing today. All right. You look absolutely stunning. Now go get some popcorn, get a glass of rosé, whatever you need, get comfortable. We got to talk. All right. We got to talk. There's a lot happening for you. It's going to be a big time. And we are going to the end of the month, okay? Because we just need to. It will make sense with all these conjunctions. Remember, we have a 5-planet conjunction. And if you saw your in Aquarius, if you saw your January forecast that I did for you, you know that the last half of January pretty much comes with a disclaimer. It's very animated. It can be overwhelming. It can be very stimulating. Okay, you're going to feel a shift. I mean, welcome to Bonkersville. This is going to be a huge pivot and changes that you're going to experience on your path to enlightenment, all right? With the alignments and the aspects that we've never experienced in our lifetime, and some that will be the last that we'll experience in our lifetime. So I really had to make sure that you truly understand what's happening, because you see that even the blue asterisk, I always leave as the best aspects on this whiteboard. You don't see any. And there's a lot more on the back. There are no challenging aspects, and that's why. These are all great aspects. They're just really potent, okay? So it's a matter of how you use them, all right? So at this moment in time, whatever day you're watching this, you know that the energy is like a crescendo, right? Aspects are just getting mightier and louder, meaning you're going to feel a lot more worked up, a lot more motivated, like you're on the dance floor, okay? At your best friend's wedding, the DJ just threw on, I don't know, Moby or whatever, and the music's building. It's this techno music, building. You've kicked off your heels at this point because you know the bass drop is about to come. That's how this week is going to feel like, all right? The very first week, you're going to feel it in your gut. You're one of the most intuitive signs. You will sense that something is building. You know that your life is on the brink of dramatic change. This huge, even reality shift that you're about to move into. Everything's about to change starting Monday, January 19th, which I call the flashpoint. And since I dropped these forecasts, days before the week begins, happy Martin Luther King Day if you are in the US. And also, don't forget, you got that gigantic new moon in Capricorn on the 18th, meaning the energy of that new moon is going to be cast strongly over the first week, even all the rest of January. Okay? You can watch that forecast from last week. There were so many things happening. Remember that over the weekend with and aspects. And it's a Saturn-ruled new moon. Saturn, as you know, is life lessons and karma. And you still have your traditional ruler, Scorpio, Mars, in Capricorn. So that's your third house. Again, that you're going to feel a lot of that energy this week. You can look at last week's reading, but just know something's forming here, okay? Please plant seeds. Set bold intentions. It was in your third, your third house. So a lot of y'all are going to be signing things. There's going to be some activity with relatives and maybe your local community. Maybe you're starting a blog or a creative writing project or, taking a trip, because you have a lot happening. All right. So all that energy spills over. Okay. The next 2 weeks, please set bold intentions, put wheels in motion for new beginnings, because literally we kick off Aquarius season, a brand new season on the 19th. You will feel a great shift because Capricorn energy, what you've been experiencing the past 4 weeks, that's mature, that's grounded, it's old bones, it's old soul, it's traditions. Aquarius energy is very forward thinking and innovative and rebellious and represents the future. So Capricorn energy is, let's do things the way they were, let's follow the rules. And Aquarius says, no, not today. F that. We are going to change things up. We're going to change the system. And at this juncture, you're starting to see the old world crumbling. You're starting to see your new self, your new reality adapting to this brand new era that I have talked about for 2 years. And if Capricorn is more boomer and Aquarius is more Gen Z, they're both Saturn ruled. And Saturn is reality check. So this week you do have the best of both worlds. Okay? And Monday, January 19th, yeah, that's the day that the bass drops on the dance floor and you just go, you do the Carlton, you do whatever you need to do because you're going to feel this rush of Aquarius energy through your bloodstream. You feel the endorphins of it because Capricorn season was all about working hard. Yeah. Now you're going to be focusing on the payoff. Yeah. Your focus will be on progress and liberation and your future, everything that Aquarius represents. Yeah. You're going to be doing you for the greater good. Aquarius rules humanity, the collective. So for the next 4 weeks through Aquarius season, you're really, really going to have a huge emphasis on home and family because that's what Aquarius rules for you. All right. And so that includes real estate. You may be moving. Yeah. You may be upgrading to a bigger space because you fell in love and now you're proposed. Now you're things like that, right? The baby's coming. Like you have so much emphasis on home, family, the foundations of your life as well. Okay. So, and that includes like your children, your parents, there will be emphasis there. And with the rare lineup that we have for the next 2 weeks, including the 5-planet conjunction, you will go through some of your greatest change of all of 2026 already. All right. We're not even getting into February, like already. All right. That's very not normal, but one of the reasons why is because that is Aquarius energy. You become the change. You dare to think differently. You try new things. Yeah. And you're hyper focused on your future. All right. Especially home and family. But Pluto will have several conjunctions. Pluto's your modern ruler. So even if you don't have any emphasis around home and family, you on a personal level will be going through dramatic change. Okay. Now, this stack of aspects on Monday, listen, we already had a minor grand trine. Yeah. On Sunday with a new moon. Today, on the 19th, you have another mini grand trine. So you've got these back-to-back bursts of potential. Yeah. And I didn't talk about this in your January forecast. Remember, I said there's just so much happening. But I did point out these aspects. Now, what you have here, you have an exalted Mars in Capricorn, right? This greatly affects you, Mars being your traditional ruler. It's going to sexile Saturn in Pisces, yeah? Saturn is going to sexile Uranus in Taurus, and Mars is going to trine Uranus. There's your pyramid. There's your mini grand trine. There's this extra oomph of energy that you're going to feel and express yourself with. And this is all happening at 27 degrees, perfected. I mean, this is harmonics. This is sacred geometry. This is something bigger than what we could ever possibly perceive. The fact that you've got Saturn, ruler of both Capricorn and Aquarius at the apex, okay, of this mini grand trine. He's the authority here. There is this level of authority, and it's Saturn's in Pisces in your 5th house of true love and romance and family and children. So you've got this overlap, a huge overlap, a lot of things happening around the home center. The other thing is, and a lot of y'all are going to become fathers or, mothers, or that there's just so much here. But there's also plenty of opportunities and breakthroughs. It's 2 sextiles. And you've got Uranus at play here as well. The planet of change. Aquarius's modern ruler. Just like you, Aquarius has 2 rulers, Saturn and Uranus. We'll talk about it. But here's the thing. You've got Uranus and Taurus. That's your opposite sign. And it's the house of love and marriage and commitments. Long-term commitments and unions and contracts and agreements and, business partners. So either way, you have so much energy around like significant other. Like that's the thing, okay? That's gonna be a big emphasis there for the next few weeks. But I haven't even left Monday. I mean, this is how big it is. So this is a huge kickoff, okay? Talking about new beginnings, you have the ramp of the new moon in Capricorn. You have a last of its kind mini grand trine just days before, a never before experienced 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius, okay? On the 19th, all right? New beginnings, 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10. What is that? So a 1. Please do not weekend at Bernie's this day. You take action, be present in the moment as well, and fully commit to where you want to be in the future, your future self, because Mars sextile Saturn, that only happens about every 2 years when the two malefic planets get together and they roll their sleeves up for you. And remember, Mars is exalted in Capricorn in your 3rd. And again, Saturn in Pisces, your 5th. So there's so much family energy that you have, like even like aunts and cousins. You got neighbors in the mix as well. This is a big time for you. And again, like I said, if none of that, if you will have some, there's Venus is already in Aquarius. So a lot of y'all are already like decorating your place or doing renovations and beautifying it, maybe the garden, whatever it is. But that's what I'm talking about. There's so much energy here. And Mars sextile Saturn, that's big. That's true love. That's creative projects as well. Creativity, it's procreation. Yeah, it's sex. Like this is in your 5th. So this is endurance, by the way. Mars sextile Saturn, it's willpower. It's being extra proactive for your long-term goals. I mean, this is your grit at its highest frequency. And then you got Mars trine Uranus. That only happens once a year. This is a big wake-up call. This is your breakthrough in relationships, partnerships, marriage, business, everything I mentioned earlier. You're going to be driven for dramatic change. Yeah. And then Saturn sextile Uranus. Okay. This is the last time we had this was the mid 1990s. You got mail. You got AOL. It's when the internet became a thing. So, and Aquarius, again, Saturn and Uranus, both planets rule Aquarius, modern and traditional. But Aquarius rules technology. You're going to see a lot of emphasis around there. But Saturn and Uranus, they're father son. And so these aspects, right? All of this mini grand trine, it is supporting your long-term goals and achievements and breakthroughs and your awakening, innovation. You may have sudden, revolutionary, yet sustainable change that you choose to create, okay, for your ambitions and your dreams and new systems that you're integrating, implementing, initiating. And again, mini grand trine. So it's 3 areas of your life impacted here. Saturn, yeah, sure, is reality checks, but he is commitments too. So the fact that you've got it already happening, this is a big deal for you, okay? And so you are the one that's steering your ship here. Please take advantage. Mars and Capricorn, still very grounding, yeah? And I want to just let you absorb that because you're about to enter a 2-week period of overstimulation, urgency, the world moving fast around you, power struggles, things like that, okay? Possible burnout. So use this aspect, ground yourself, have full awareness, self-awareness, because the same day you will have Venus conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, 3 degrees, okay? And this is the first of many to come. There's going to be more as soon as we turn this over, but this is stimulating. This is electric. This is magnetic. This is you feeling this willingness to change. Pluto is transformation and regeneration and death and rebirth. And you know this because Pluto is your modern ruler. Pluto has entered the building. So on top of everything else that's happening, you're going to have these deep, intense feelings with love, with money, with power, with your values, with investments. But it's all happening in Aquarius. You're going to be thinking outside the box. And again, Pluto is your ruler. And so you are going to go through change, major change. You're going to be asking yourself, What are the ways that I can transform into this or make this happen? You're going through a lot of change. So please just circle this day in your calendar. All right. This is one like this day needs its like own Netflix series. And we're just days away from that 5-planet conjunction. But look, you already have density in Aquarius. You have a stellium here, all right? You have the sun, you have Venus, you have Pluto, and this day you will have the moon, all in Aquarius. So, yes, you're gonna feel a lot of energy around home and family. Okay? Now, Tuesday, January 20th, Mercury will sexile Neptune. We'll talk about that later, but Mercury will then move into Aquarius. So now you have a 5-planet stellium. So that concentration of Aquarius energy in your 4th house, but also just you, and just you going through all these changes and thinking about your future. Mercury in Aquarius is original and authentic, and it's intelligent, it's forward thinking, it's ahead of the curve. You have the planet of the mind in the sign of the future. All right. So this can be cerebral, but for you, it's a lot of just like, what are the changes? What are the changes that I want? Okay. Remember, Mercury's considered exalted here. We'll be here all month. All right. The rest of the month. So you're going to feel charged up about your future. And there's going to be this level of freedom, liberation, even rebellion, the greater good, right? This is Ethan Hawke in Dead Poet Society standing on his desk saying, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." That's what's happening here with all this Aquarius energy. And this isn't a typical Mercury in Aquarius ingress, because Wednesday, January 21st, you've got the Sun conjunct Mercury. So now you have a Mercury Cazimi. You just had Venus Cazimi. You just had Mars Cazimi. Now you got Mercury, all right? And yes, you will have Pluto. But this is a refresh. This is clarity. This is light bulb moments. This is a rebirth of the mind. This is when you start having big epiphanies and wake up calls. All right. Especially in your 3rd house. Okay. Relationships as well is a big thing for you, but communication, writing projects, all of that. All right. Now, this is happening at the same time, the very next day, Thursday, January 22nd, when you have Mercury conjunct Pluto. Yeah. 3 degrees. So you essentially have this triple conjunction active right now. So buckle up. I mean, you're no longer driving in comfort mode or echo mode. Here's the other thing. It doesn't matter if you're 20 or 30 or 70 or 80. Everyone is about to feel significant change. Like, things are about to get real. Reality, remember, Saturn is just the energies of that mini grand trine. Yeah, you're going to feel it roll out. But this is forward momentum like you've never seen. And it's not about whether you go slow or fast. It's how you navigate, all right? The rest of the month with Mercury conjunct Pluto. That is Queen's Gambit level thinking. Mercury merging his energies with your modern ruler, the planet of transformation, but the Pluto who digs deep. He excavates, he investigates. He's ruler of the underworld. This is deeply psychological with Mercury conjuncting Pluto. It's forensic, it's probing, and therefore it's secrets. It's truths coming to the surface. This is you being honest with yourself, and that requires the deepest level of self-love. And so you, on this day, yeah, you might do some shadow work. You might have, important conversations, deep conversations, intense conversations, or even thoughts, but with that clarity, yeah, following the Mercury Cazimi, and confidence. But it is very likely words will be exchanged. Truth will be revealed, all right? Around this time, remember, Aquarius energy is rebellious, doing its own thing. So just be mindful. This is potent, okay? Words can become sticks and stones. So be responsive, not reactive. Remember, everything is energy, yeah? Vibration, frequency, your thoughts, the words that you speak, the inflection of your voice, it all matters. So please be mindful here. Be self-aware. Be in the moment. Your future self is watching you right now. What reality do you want to create for yourself, right? This is all happening conveniently at the same time, and with Mars sextile Neptune. And that is going to be, we'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to do that with the Mercury sextile Neptune. But Friday, January 23rd, you do have the Pluto cazimi. You have the Sun conjunct Pluto. Here we are. You have the planet of death and rebirth, your modern ruler, literally going through its own death and rebirth, just like Venus, just like Mars, just like Mercury. This is big. This is Pluto. All right. It's very penetrating. It's commanding. It's the sun, first of all, life force. Yeah. The reason 8 billion people on this planet are alive. The sun merging its energies with the planet of transformation in the sign of the 8 billion people on this planet. But it's all about you and how you steer your ship for yourself. And when I said in your annual forecast, the 2026 forecast, that you will be adapting to change around you, you inevitably become part of that change. And it can be global, it can be intimate, family related. It's really where you are on your journey right now. But you will, at this time, you will be seeking ways to become the best version of yourself and seeing any blind spots on your path to enlightenment. Yeah, the sun is going into those depths of Pluto. Things are going to be revealed. And it's more about just you being authentically you. Yeah? Because like I said in your January forecast, this aspect, it's all about the truth and your truth, standing for truth. If you can handle the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth sets you free. Yeah. It's happening in Aquarius, a sign of freedom. And so this is a day where there can be forces out of our hands that may push you to face something that you've been avoiding as well. So you can be your authentic self. Yeah. This is visibility and empowerment. It's the cracking of the egg for your death and rebirth, your identity reset, the new, stronger you, for the new world and new reality, the new timeline that you are creating. Change is the only constant in this world, all right? And the secret of change is to focus all your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Thank you, Socrates. And wow, look at what's happening the same day. Mars, your traditional ruler. Mm-hmm. Moving into Aquarius, 0 degrees, right? Where pure potential exists. Here's the thing. Now, welcome to your 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius. You got Mars, the Sun, Pluto, Mercury, Venus, all between 0 to 7 degrees in Aquarius. There's degrees of new beginnings. We've never experienced this. It's been 250 years since Pluto's been in Aquarius. And at this time, this is this cosmic symphony. I mean, the last time we had Mars in Aquarius was 2 years ago. So I want you to think back to the first 2 weeks of February 2024. What happened around that time for you? Because Pluto very briefly peeked into Aquarius, a little moment in Aquarius, and then came back out. All right, went back into Capricorn. And so there, yeah, you might pick up on little things from around that time. But of course, this is going to be very different. You have a 5-planet conjunction with a reborn Pluto. This is going to be a seismic shift. You're going to feel this. And again, the emphasis is home, family, your roots, even ancestry. Remember, you're digging deep. You want to know, you want to discover. There's going to be some activity here. All right. With the planet of action and determination in the sign of the future and freedom and individuality. So at this point in time, you're not going to want change. You're going to be demanding it. Okay. You're going to be fighting for it. It's Mars. Yeah. And the fact that you have the moon moving into Aries this day, that's going to sexile Mars, you will feel that pioneering spirit. Yeah. There's this big emotional initiation that it's your 6th house. Aries rules your 6th house of your daily activities. your routines, your lifestyle, work, health matters, all of that. But this is big, okay? What's happening? And you're just done with the small things now, bringing in the bigger things, right? Big change. So just be very mindful. This is a lot of energy. And you can think of like your body like a circuit breaker around this time. So do some stretching, do some breath work, Pilates, whatever you need to do. Mars is physicality. You know that. So those are going to be helpful. But most of all, be honest with yourself about the changes that you want for your new era. Change is non-negotiable. All right. You're going to experience this circumstances where you will have to be the snake shedding its skin or the phoenix rising from the ashes. Pluto is in the building, and you will have Mars here in Aquarius until March 1st. Yeah. Now, the other thing is like Tuesday, January 20th, when we had Mercury sexile Neptune, Thursday, January 22nd, Mars will then sexile Neptune in Pisces. Okay. Both at 29 degrees. So I want to package them together because the dates that I just gave you are the peaks of the aspects. You're going to feel it, these energies all week. Remember, sextiles are windows of opportunity. You have to take that inspired action. And with Mercury here, Mercury and Neptune, both working harmoniously, you're saying, I got a vision of what I want, of what I'm meant to be. And Mars in this situation here, in this aspect, is the action that you're going to take to get it, to pursue your ideals, your vision. He's going to help you implement them. But they're both happening at 29 degrees. This critical anaretic degree, it's a degree of graduation, yeah? But 29 degrees Pisces, that's the last degree and the last sign in the zodiac wheel. Truly an end of an era, end of a cycle in your life. Major rebirth happening here. Pisces energy is very healing, by the way. It's you engaging with, your chi, your prana, your chakras, doing like kundalini work, flow state, hemisync, connecting with the ether. Yeah. Maybe you're going to do the peace sign in a selfie. Neptune does rule photography, by the way. But truly the end of an era, the beginning of a new one. Okay. So you see that is happening. And then January 24th, you have Juno with the nodes of fate. And so there's just so much to say. Oh, and by the way, Mars sextile Neptune in Pisces and Mercury sextile Neptune in Pisces. Oh, yeah. The water signs are going to feel that the most. But listen, if you have any planets at late degrees, like the last few weeks, yes, but Pisces rules your fifth house of joy and pleasure. And so you're seeking more of this hedonistic lifestyle in everything that you do, bringing joy into the things that you do every day, but also, again, emphasis on family and children and sex and procreation. And congratulations. Some of y'all are having a baby. Now, the other thing that I was going to say is that you are, January 24th. So now you've got Juno still in Capricorn. Yeah. Connecting with the nodes of fate. And this is amazing. She's going to trine the south node in Virgo, sextile the north node in Pisces. So Juno, the divine feminine, Jupiter's wife, Libra's asteroid, has everything to do with partnerships and relationships, business partner, contracts, agreements, commitments, all of that. She brings that balance of power in relationships. Okay? And so there's something destined for you here when it comes to home and family and things that bring you pleasure, yeah, and procreation, but also your future hopes and wishes and dreams. Virgo rules your 11th house. And the 11th house is also the people that you connect with. It may be a very social time for you. And then Monday, and you may sign something around this time too. I mean, it's right there. You've got Juno and Capricorn in your third house of like signing things. You may launch something really big. You may have like a very big, important conversation. I'd circle your calendar. Now, Monday, January 26th, The first time since 1861, Neptune moves into Aries, okay? 0 degrees. We know this is a big deal, all right? And you had a preview of Neptune in Aries from March 30th to October 22nd. That's your 6th house. So, what happened for you when it came to leadership or new ventures? Yeah? You got 14 years. That's what I've said. I actually did a video on what you can expect with Neptune in Aries, okay? I'll leave it at the end of this video. You have Neptune in Aries until 2039. So this is generational. Neptune's left Pisces officially after being there for 14 years. So we obviously have time to talk about Neptune in Aries in the next 14 years. So I'll leave that video for you, but this is just a good day to start creating new like mantras, all this Plutonian energy this week as well. You're gonna need to see the forest for the trees, right? There's gonna be a lot happening. And by the way, the moon will be exalted in Taurus this day. Yeah, the moon's exalted in Taurus. You got a first quarter moon. It's sexiling Jupiter in Cancer. Like, this is going to be a big day for you, okay? It's like a checkpoint. Remember, Taurus is your opposite sign, so this is all about relationships and partnerships, okay? Happening pretty much at the same time, Juno in Capricorn is bringing, some adventure there as well. So consider this like a checkpoint, yeah? And remember, you are in the year of the fire horse and a 1 year the Great Awakening, all of that. Like, you've tipped over into this brand new era, and there's no going back. We do not know how to, move backwards in time. But that's what I've been saying for months, like out with the old and with the new. From this point forward, on this day, 18 days from now, Saturn will move into Aries, meaning they will be conjunct all the way up to February 20th when they have their really big perfection, right? The Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees Aries, the beginning of the beginning, the great reset. But before we even get there, then I'll leave that video at the end of this video. Tuesday, January 27th, you've got the great disruptor. Okay? You've got Mars conjunct Pluto. So you have the two most powerful planets, but also your two rulers. Mars is your traditional, Pluto is your modern. So they meet up in like this every 2 years. And this is deep, raw power that's in the most rebellious sign, Aquarius, in your home sector. Okay? This is a particle accelerator. This is an amplifier of an aspect. It's a twisted sister song. There's no way that someone's going to steal your lunch money today. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel a lot of adrenaline. This is willpower. This is desire for all your passions, your transformation, your evolution. And yes, this is emotionally, physically, sexually, mentally, spiritually, all of the above. All right. But again, emphasis on your roots, home, family, real estate, but also you and the changes that you're going to have, because this aspect is so potent. Yeah. And it can be extreme. Pluto can be extreme. And Mars, the god warrior, is like a laser, like a spear. He can be very, long hair, don't care, right? So there can be some cutting cords. There could be some power struggles. There could be some power trips. This can be the, spider bite to the superhero that you become. Or maybe you've seen the show The Boys on Amazon. It can go either way. It's how you use it. Because Mars conjunct Pluto, with everything else that's happening, it can feel like going from having nothing to having everything at once, okay? So channel this energy with precision, handle it with care. Remember, you're on a karmic journey. Everything has ripple effects. Go with the flow, flow with the go. If you feel that there is this intensity, okay? Because again, this isn't standalone. This is already one of the most powerful aspects in astrology, but it's part of a 5-planet conjunction, making it 500 times more powerful, the energy that you're going to feel. And yeah, all of it depends on your chart. Every Scorpio is different, but they're your two rulers. So you're definitely going to feel this aspect. All right. It's a lot of energy. And you know that energy needs to be discharged. So use this aspect. Don't let it use you. Own it. Yeah. Own this moment. Now, the other thing that's happening is you may feel a little bit more intensity this day. And you and only you, Scorpio, because the moon will be in Gemini and the moon will trine Pluto and Mars. So this is actually very stimulating. You're going to be very communicative, but also restless. Okay. Gemini rules the nervous system, but Gemini also rules your eighth house. That is your home. Eighth house is Pluto's home. That's depth, that's intimacy, that's inheritance and investments. It's your legacy. It's building relationships and wealth. You will feel this. Now, if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising, your moon, or for your, husband, Joe, it doesn't matter. All the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, will definitely feel these conjunctions the most. Thrown in the fire signs too, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And if you have any planets 0 to 5 degrees in your natal chart, buckle up, okay? In any of those signs, to be honest, like, it's a lot. This is a lot. But you, Scorpio, will feel this just as much as them because they're your rulers. Now, not on the whiteboard is the most historic day, the biggest day of, I would say, the century. That's January 28th, my birthday. All right. Along with Jackson Pollock and Joey Fatone. But I do want to take a second to just thank you for all your kindness, all your support. I hope that you do see that doing your readings brings me so much joy, and I would not be here without you. So thank you so much. And if you do watch my live streams that I do on the weekends, you will know, like, if you know, you'll know everything that has happened. I have experienced, months long stuff, right? Trauma and grief and blackouts, physical therapy, as well as my dog, Ruby, who I heard, maybe she's somewhere. You might hear her barking at some point. But that's the thing. This was all, if you want to look at it through an astrological lens, this is how real astrology is. Yeah. There was this 1 in a trillion chance somebody on Earth would get 7 very challenging, long form aspects converging all at the same time over a 5-6 month period. All right. And my natal chart bringing indescribable circumstances. Like, I have never been involved in a federal crime case, among many of the other things that just life is full of surprises. But I am happy to report that half of those aspects are done. Next week, another one. So I'm feeling that relief. I'm not out of the woods yet, but I'm feeling that relief, but also this sense of rebirth myself. Okay. So thank you again for all your kindness and your support and your patience. Your messages are, I'm going to stop. I'm going to start crying, but it is very meaningful. All right. Now, and then Thursday, January 29th, Mercury conjunct Venus. This one's like a baby conjunction. It's, 2 inner planets, and it happens more frequently than the other ones. But this is still relevant because this is bringing diplomacy. Yeah. This is where you may feel a little bit more social. You may have a lot of energy around home. This is when you will maybe buy new blinds or whatever, curtains, or redo something at home, or even have conversations about it. But after all that intensity, this is nice because now everyone's kind of coming out of the, powerful conjunctions. But this day, the moon will be in Cancer, and it will square Neptune, freshly new in Aries. And the reason this is relevant for you, Scorpio, is that this is, again, puts a spotlight on home and family for you, even work and health as well. But with the square, there may be some confusion. Okay. Just know by the end of the month, you're officially in the Great Awakening, right? Here, everything is you. And Friday, January 30th, you will have the moon conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, which is really amazing. It's like you're going to have this big spiritual awakening by the end of the month. And then let's get to it. Let me if you're I'm gonna keep talking to you, Scorpio. Scorpio, I really think great. I love the way you did your hair today. Looks great. Okay, so now let's bring Ruby. Yeah, so you get to see in action Ruby. Come here, baby. Good girl. She has she actually had her physical therapy today, but she's not supposed to leave this room. Come here, baby. Down. Okay. Um, and we're doing our best. We're doing our best. So, Scorpio, let's get started. Let's see what is going on for you for January 19th to the end of the month. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. All right. Scorpio. Yeah. Yep. And remember, you have Pluto and Aquarius for like 18 years now. A lot. Yeah. Remember, the North Node is going to move into Aquarius too this year. Fourth house energy. Anyway, I do a traditional cult across spread. Offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will, Scorpio. And you know I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thank you again. And honestly, like, this is like, buckle up. All right. We're here. The first major point of like changes. All right. Let's get started. Oh, yeah. There you go. You are you're really, really, really good here. And things are happening. There's change is happening. You can see that. Wow. Okay. Okay, you're gonna get okay. 2 cups. Amazing. So when I said there's going to be a lot of focus and emphasis, especially as you move into, the 2-week period, you do have Uranus highly active in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. And this is just you. There's something new that's being formed, right? But even in current relationships, there could be this rebirth moment as well. But there's this new energy that's coming in with the 2 of Cups, which is not only like unconditional, super conscious love, you opening yourself up to someone else, sharing your journey together, but there's a lot of healing here as well. All right. And this is just, this is the soulmate card, the true love card. You have Saturn, Neptune, even the North Node. North Node will still be in your 5th house of true love until what, July? Yeah. You're good. You got the Chariot. One thing about that Aquarius energy that I was talking about, especially with Mercury and Aquarius, is like that independent thinking. Like, this is the way that I see things. Yeah. And that's him right there. This is a Chariot. This is you. It's not only like willpower, feeling driven. This is someone, this can be like victory as well, but just going after your dreams, not looking back. That's amazing. Okay. And did I say that some of y'all are traveling? Some of y'all are traveling. Okay. It's going to be very nice. It may be a like short distance, but okay. But that's really great. Okay. And there is a sense of even everything that's happening astrologically. And with you, Scorpio, there is a sense of there's some moments of like moving into the unknown, right? Moving onto paths like you've never done this before, or yeah. And maybe there is a little bit of uncertainty. Like, it doesn't matter when you have the Chariot in the heart of your spread. He's just going. That's how confident he is. He's ready to just move forward. You see the 2 Sphinxes here. There's a sense of mystery with them. And it ultimately, you may have a couple different opportunities, a couple different paths that you're choosing. It doesn't matter, right? Which path, because you're in control. You're in control of your destiny. And you also have the Queen of Cups. I mean, you're going to be fine. The Queen of Cups in your challenge area, it just seems that, two things here. The first, yes, there may be someone in your life that may be a little, yeah. Let's just say, it has like Mean Girls energy, like what is it? Regina George energy. There can be like emotional manipulation from this person. There can be something here where you feel like you're not being reciprocated, or there could be some sort of distance that you feel. So just bear that in mind. It may be also like a boss. It could be, an authority. It could be mom. I mean, it's Queen of Cups. It could be a maternal figure. There just needs to be some conversations, okay? There may be someone that's not going to be supportive of you on this journey, or may not exactly, or may need time, right? May need time for everything to connect. And the other thing is just for you, just to continue to have that self-love, yeah? With the Queen of Cups. I mean, that's going to bring all this heightened emotional intelligence. Like, I mean, you're Scorpio, you already have it, but this is psychic level, like energy that you're moving into. Yeah, the 2 of Wands. You're already planning. That's great. Okay. This is really nice. This is actually a Mars card. It's attributed to Mars in Aries. You share Mars with Aries. So there's action that you're planning. Okay. And it's a great time to just put wheels in motion and go at your pace. Trust your intuition. But look at the view he has, the highest point in that castle, right? So that's Aquarius energy, mapping things out, put out some plans. Yeah. Not like what am I gonna eat tomorrow? I'm talking about 3-month plan, 1-year plan, 2-year plan. Like, okay, you got the 6 of Wands. You're feeling good. You're feeling really good. This is a card of, success. It's a card of recognition and every like honors and achievements as well. This is you truly being recognized, and there's a part of you, you may be working on something where you do want that recognition, even validation, whatever it is. This is great. The 6 of Wands. You see, this is a procession. All these people, you know, cheering him on. And that's what I love about your spread, is like there is a sense of movement, right? Um, Especially with the 8 of Cups in your future. And the 8 of Cups, very interesting, has come up in a lot of spreads. The 8 of Cups is attributed to Saturn and Pisces. And remember, Saturn will leave Pisces in what, like a month, less than a month. This is a big deal, all right? Because it looks like you're going to be walking away from something too. You can see he's moving to higher ground here. He knows there's something out there for him, something better for him. Nothing wrong with this, but look at the red cape, right? The red boots for passion, for power. And it's an eclipse. This is a game-changing moment. Remember, you have the power to choose. And so this is all about ascension. This is your next level. So this is really great. And yeah, and for some of y'all, it could just be someone that it doesn't even have to be a person. It can be someone, a job, a career. It's just something that you're just like, I know that I can do better. I deserve better. I'm following my intuition, right? It's the Cups too. It's can be an emotional moment for you, but just kind of like that personal story I told, you have that sense of relief, right? Now let's get to your stuff. I'll even clarify that. I want to see something. Scorpio, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, hype, and share all that. But tell me what's going on. There's so much. One of the things about that 8 of Cups, I think it is career for a lot of y'all. Um, I do think there may be some decisions that you're going to make. Okay, let's get to you're good. Yeah, okay. The best thing for you. I mean, look at this. You got judgment. Perfect. Have this huge moment of clarity, this huge spiritual awakening, this huge wake up call. You can see the dead are rising here. They're they're awake. They get to do things now because they heard the blowing of the trumpet. Which, what is that? That sound. It's the only card in tarot that has a huge connotation. The sound here. Okay. And as we know, sound is vibration, it is energy, it is frequency, it's healing. So have your moment. You're gonna have a big what I think I told you earlier. There's just, even with the North Node being active, is everything that's happening. There can be some emotional purging or release that feels really good, but this is beyond. It's like something's about to happen, right? You got the sun in your external factors area. The sun is optimism, it's opportunities, it's wisdom. We talked about the sun. Yeah. This is absolutely amazing. The sun is the biggest yes in tarot. If you've ever gotten a tarot reading and you have it in your external factors area, you can see he's moving toward that sun. All right. And remember what I said about January 19th, 1 plus 9. Well, card 19, 1 plus 9 equals 10. So there is a sense of this rebirth here as well with the wisdom child. And you're good. You got that 8 of Wands as well. Another card that's, interestingly, every week there's always one card or two that shows up in everyone's spreads. And this week is the 8 of Wands. All right. It's just, you want things. Yeah, you want things. It's right there. You're going to go get them. All right. These are your passions, things that you are, make you feel alive. Like, look at that. 8 Wands is zipping through the air in their happy place, right? They're all aligning. Everything's aligning for you. And then you're good. Yeah, the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, the richest king, holds that scepter. Anything he touches turns to gold. He's integrated in his wealth here. You can see that. You can't even distinguish his robe from the harvest. I mean, so you're about to move into all this wealth. And wealth, as we know, it has so many different meanings, right? Yes, it can be financial, it can be spiritual wealth. There's so many possibilities for you, but you will have the power. Yeah. You have to take that action because this is ownership too. Look at his hand over the pentacle. Yeah. It's owning your wealth. But he is also like a big protector, a big provider, family man. So again, a lot of family energy. That's very possible. The King of Pentacles. Pentacles, by the way, there's this spirit of consciousness with Pentacles, okay, with a 5-pointed star. But with the King of Pentacles, he is very down to earth and pragmatic, and he takes care of his own. So it's saying that you will have all those resources you need. You've got to just keep moving forward. This is movement. This is movement, right? This is movement. This is movement. And you're going to be good. This is amazing. Scorpio, thanks so much. Next week, we are going to do February. And yeah, that's why I think did I say some of y'all may be changing jobs or maybe some adjustment there, maybe even career paths. That may be a thing, okay? If you're not working, maybe you just do something differently that you're passionate about, that you want to be recognized for, because we kick off February with a full moon in Leo, and that is your 10th house of career and fame and achievements. So, and then tier 3 members, because the last 2 weeks of January truly feels like a month, we're going to do it. The bonus spread as we'll pull, love and career. We'll look at everything. And I think that's it. Oh, and this is that one time a year, every one time a year where I do, where I just say, hey, become a member. Would love to have you. Yeah. And it does help. It's not only that, It's just, this is why I only do it once a year. I've never asked anyone to become members, but anyway, that's what I was saying, is that this is the reason why I don't do it. It's always a little awkward for me. But anyway, yeah, your support goes a really long way and it is very meaningful. So, there's that. And the last thing that I was going to say is, I think that was it. I told you about, okay, February. Oh, yeah, yeah, that full moon in Leo. Okay, so there we go. Scorpio, thanks so much. Tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. You know where to find the link. And if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. I'll see you. I'll see you soon. I'll see you next week. All right. Bye bye. Thank you so much.